I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind.
Hello, Jade here from the Rawsome Truth. Today I want to talk to you about an all or nothing approach. Yesterday I was going through my news feed on Facebook. I run a rather large forum called Raw Vegan Fruitarians for Life, and I saw a post up there advertising the documentary What the Health, which I highly recommend for anybody to watch, and I also recommend for people to recommend it to your non-vegan friends. It's a great documentary on the health industry that really showcases just how corrupt the health system is and why our world is becoming sicker. Enough on that documentary. The statement the guy had as he put it up there was, "I've just watched this documentary again and I think I'm going to become a vegan once again." Automatically I wrote on there and I said, hey, I hope this time when you become vegan, you stay vegan. For me, it doesn't matter how I eat, whether I eat as a raw vegan, a cooked vegan, or if I decided to eat junk food, I am always vegan. I'm vegan for the billions of animals that are being treated inhumanely, who are slaughtered each day at the hands of human beings. For me, I drew a line in the sand and I said, this is something I don't want to be a part. And it's nothing to do with diet and it's nothing to do with health. It is all about those animals. For me, that is why I am vegan. And I think it's so important if people are coming over to the plant-based lifestyle to understand that veganism is not a diet. You're not on it for 1 week and then all of a sudden you have a burger and then you say, oh, I better get back on it. Make a decision to choose animal liberation. Each day we have a choice as human beings. We can choose to accept animal injustice, or we can make a choice and say, I'm on the side of animal liberation. And that is what I'm fighting for every day of my life, is that animals have liberation. I'm not fighting just for animal rights. I'm fighting that they have liberation. They have the same freedom as we do. We are not enclosed into tiny little cages. We are not put there by other living beings and waiting for an untimely death so that we can be put onto someone else's plate. It is so important when you come over to a raw vegan lifestyle to educate yourself on vegan living. For me, when I made the ethical connection, that was the milestone that helped me know no matter what, I would not go back to animal flesh. So let's just say I fall off the wagon and I'm no longer eating raw food. I would then start to include rice in my diet or potatoes in my diet or legumes in my diet. Even if I went further and I said, you know what, that's not enough for me, then I might have fake meats or tofu or whatever. Whatever I do, if I was craving a pizza, if I was craving a burger, it would be a vegan burger. Whatever I do, no matter what, I remain vegan. And it's not spoken enough about in the plant-based movement, and it's certainly not spoken enough about in the raw movement. In the raw movement, there's this all or nothing mentality, and it's I have to be all raw or I'm not. If you cannot be 100% raw, and for most people it's not something that comes naturally because we have eaten cooked food since birth. Little by little, crowd your plate. Have your plate with your regular dinner, not animal products. That's the first thing you need to do, is get animal products out of your diet. And you have to understand cooked vegan meals so that if you do fall off the wagon, you're not calling into KFC and saying, you know what, I've just got to have chicken. So that's the first thing I suggest for anybody to do if you're coming into this lifestyle. Understand how to make cooked vegan food, so that if the cravings get so bad and you think, oh my God, I am going to go through the drive-through at McDonald's or whatever, calm down. So you know what, it's okay. I can add some potatoes into my diet. I can have some potatoes and I can have a massive salad with potatoes in my diet. If even the morning gets too hard for you and you say, you know what, I can't have just fruit for breakfast, so it's just too much for me, I'm not ready yet, you say, you know what, that's okay. You don't have to start putting your eggs or your bacon or whatever it is that you used to have, or your dairy milk into your food. Get rid of that and have some oats, and you can have that with a plant-based milk or something like that. And then put fruit on top, so you're starting to get that raw food into your diet. I think it's so important when you are coming into this lifestyle, and if it gets too overwhelming, to find solutions, but to keep you on the plant-based lifestyle. Eating, especially if you're doing it on a health perspective, high carb, low fat vegan, whether it's cooked or it's raw, will help your body to heal. It will help your body to regain its vibrancy. You don't have to be 100% raw. And I really want to start pushing further and further this dogma that is in the raw vegan movement, where, if raw is law. Not everybody can be 100% raw just overnight. And and that stigma's there so much, and people think, I can't live up to these expectations. Or you might come into this movement as a meat eater and say, wow, these people are full on. And I can remember years ago trying to get into the raw vegan movement and saying, wow, what the cuckoo. And that's exactly how I felt. I understand it now because I've been in it, long enough, and I know the dogma that's put out there, and it's too much pressure for people. And I see people time and time again fall off the wagon. And that's okay if they're moving back into a cooked plant-based diet. But if I see and know people are moving back into animal flesh, I feel responsible, because my greatest mission in life is to spread the vegan message. Yes, I want to spread, eat more raw food as a message, but being vegan is so important. It must be the moral baseline. It must be the moral baseline. And it's so important to educate yourself, and there are documentaries where you can see firsthand the treatment of these animals. I would suggest watching Earthlings. I also would suggest watching Cowspiracy, so you can understand on an environmental perspective just what these animals are doing to our environment. So my documentaries I recommend are What the Health, Forks Over Knife. That's a health perspective. Cowspiracy and Seaspiracy for an environmental perspective. And then to actually see the suffering, I recommend Earthlings. Mentally prepare yourself before watching this documentary, but I assure you, once you watch Earthlings, you will never ever go back. I just want you to make that ethical connection, so that no matter what, you'll never ever go back to animal products. I cannot stand by when I've got a group with over 32,000 people and say, you know what, it's okay. I can't in my heart. I have to educate people on the suffering and cruelty that these poor darling animals go through every day. Veganism is not a diet. It's an ethical lifestyle. It becomes who you are. It's everything you wear. It's everything you eat. It's even down to the cleaning products you use. You've got no idea how much animals are used in this world. They're used for animal testing. They're used for leather. They're used for clothing. They're used for manufacturing. They're used in any possible way you can possibly imagine. And of course, they're used to put on your plate. The most important thing, if you want to be successful at a plant-based lifestyle, you have to make peace with your plate, and you have to understand why. When you understand why you are doing this, It doesn't matter about anything else. For me, my why is always, I say no to animal suffering. And that's what my whole world, my whole life is built on. I am vegan first and foremost for the animals. And when you have your why, everything else falls into place. So please take the steps today. Go vegan. Don't just treat it as a diet. Treat it as your whole world, your whole lifestyle. Say no to animal injustice. My name is Jade. I'm from the Rawsome Truth. Give my video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, love life, live free, and go vegan.